Hi everyone, hoping we are all safe. Again, welcome to our seminar which is about tax compliance reminder, including the provisions of Revenue Memorandum Circular Number 91-2021 and RMC 92-2021. First, we have the annual income tax return. This is for those taxpayers with fiscal year ending May. It is to be filed through BIR Form 1702 on or before the 15th day of the 4th month after the end of the taxable year, thus on or before September 15. And since this pertains to annual ITR, required attachments are the following. First, the audited financial statements, the BIR Form 1709 for the related party disclosure if any, summary alpha list of withheld taxes, and others deemed necessary. To continue, those companies with taxable year with quarterly ending in July, BIR Form 1702Q corresponding to quarterly income tax returns should be filed on or before September 29 or 60 days after the close of the quarter. We also have the documentary stamp tax. BIR Form 2000 and 2000 OT should be filed on or before the 5th day of the following month from the date of transaction. To give you an example, a sale transaction of a real property wherein the deed of absolute sale has been notarized on August 23, 2021. Taking this into consideration, the documentary stamp tax should be filed and be paid using BIR Form 2000 OT on or before September 5, 2021. Another instance, a newly established company whose articles of incorporation was dated August 2, 2021. Therefore, its subscribed capital is subject to documentary stamp tax, and it is to be paid using BIR Form 2000 on or before the 5th day of the following month, which is on September 5, 2021. Next, for our taxpayers using cash register machines and point-of-sale terminals, they are required to submit electronically the gross monthly sales generated by these machines. It is prescribed by Revenue Regulation 5-2005. For those establishments whose tax identification number ends with even numbers, the gross sales for the month of August is to be submitted on September 8. On the other hand, for those taxpayers with TIN ending on odd numbers, sales report for the month of August should be filed on September 10. Next are the withholding taxes. First, let us enumerate the types of withholding taxes, their frequency of filing, and the BIR forms used. We have our withholding tax and compensation, which we are all subjected to as being an employee of the company. This is being deducted from salaries received by the employee as prescribed by Revenue Regulation 11-2018. This is to be filed monthly by our employers using BIR Form 1601C. No quarterly filing is required. We also have final withholding taxes and some transactions subject to which are the company's dividend declarations, interest expense, royalties, and others. It is filed on a monthly and quarterly basis. So for the first 2 months of the quarter, we are to use BIR Form 0619F, and for the last month, which is to be considered as the quarterly filing, BIR Form 1601FQ is to be filed. Next is our expanded withholding tax. It is one of the most common withheld taxes we often encounter on our daily transactions. Revenue Regulation 2-1998, as amended by RR 11-2018, prescribes the guidelines for this tax type. Common transactions subject to which are rent expense, professional fees, and others. BIR Form 0619E is used for monthly filing, and BIR Form 1601EQ for quarterly report. In addition, we have the fringe benefit tax. It is being withheld from the gross up monetary value of the fringe benefit granted to an employee, except rank and file employees. This is regulated by RR 11-2018. BIR Form 1603 is filed on a quarterly basis. And for the other withholding taxes, this pertains to sale of real properties, withholding of VAT commonly on government transactions, taxes withheld on the amount withdrawn from the decedent's account, and others. Proceeding with our discussion, there is no required attachment for monthly returns of all withholding taxes, while for quarterly filing of expanded, final, and fringe benefit taxes, quarterly alphabetical list of payees are to be submitted as well. For the deadlines, we first classify our taxpayers to those who are filing through BIR forms and those who are enrolled on EFPS facility. For our non-EFPS users, the monthly withholding taxes are to be filed on the 10th day of the following month. Thus, taxes withheld for the month of August are remitted on September 10. For EFPS filers, an industry grouping was established by Revenue Regulation 26-2002. It encompasses all taxpayers mandated by existing regulation to use EFPS and those who have voluntarily enrolled. Only monthly withholding tax returns, except withholding of value-added tax, and monthly VAT declarations are covered by the requirement of staggered filing of returns under this regulation. With this, the following are the deadlines for the withheld taxes for the month of August of taxpayers enrolled on EFPS. Group A is extended by 5 days, Group B an additional 4 days, Group C is on September 13, Group D on September 12, and Group E on September 11. For withheld taxes with quarterly filing, due date for both non-EFPS and EFPS users is on the last day of the month following the close of the quarter. Therefore, those taxpayers with taxable year with quarterly ending in August, remittances of the withheld taxes should be filed and be paid on or before September 30. As we continue, filing and payment of value-added tax is done every month and every quarter. BIR Form 2550M for monthly filing is due every 20th day of the following month. Then again, for EFPS filers, staggered filing is applicable for monthly payment of VAT as prescribed by RR 26-2002. Therefore, VAT due for the month of August should be paid on the following dates per industry grouping, that is September 21 to 24 for each group. Quarterly filing should also be noted by our taxpayers. Deadline is on the 25th day of the month following the close of the quarter. Using BIR Form 2550Q, non-EFPS taxpayers and EFPS registered enterprises with taxable year with quarterly ending in August should settle the value-added tax on or before September 25. Please also be reminded of the required attachment on our quarterly VAT returns. It is a requisite to submit summary list of sales, purchases, and importations. This contains information on our transactions with our customers as well as our suppliers. This is of high importance for the fact that this could be a basis to identify taxpayers with under-declaration of sales or over-declaration of expenses during audit. Just to reiterate, the following are the Bureau's facilities that we can use to submit our returns and the required attachments. For filing of returns, we have the EBIR package version 7.9.1 and the EFPS. And for submission of attachments, we have the EAFS and AlphaList Data Entry version 7. These and other e-services could be found in the Bureau's website. So that's it for our September tax deadlines.